After William Ruto accusing the parliament of extortion, there are some members of parliament like Edwin Sifuna who have vowed first to discipline the committee which was accused, but two, to also call out William Ruto, the hypocrisy of trying to accuse the parliament. Before proceed, let me first play the tape as Sifuna was spitting fire. Here's the tape.
Say anything. You have the majority leader, the minority leader, they don't say anything. By now I expected Honorable Chair to have a statement from Honorable Mazayo and Honorable Cheriot defending the institution and putting the record straight. Our speaker, he's nowhere to be seen. And even you, Chair, I want to challenge you, and the Senator for Kituya said, Chair, if you don't defend this committee, because this committee was specifically singled out, they say we are the rent seekers in the Senate. Chair, if you don't defend us today, we are willing to move a motion of your removal today. Because we cannot continue like this. If somebody has any evidence, let them present it. I don't think, Chair, we have ever sent you to get money from anybody. We don't send our chairs there. In this committee, there's no welfare, there's no member for welfare here, as far as I know. So, Chairman, you just know that you, as a leader of this committee, have a responsibility to defend this committee. We can't do it on our own and individually. I'm putting the leadership of the Senate on notice. The Speaker must defend his institution. He is the head of the House. Our leadership, the majority and minority leader, they should not go to those meetings to just make jokes about welfare. They should defend the institution and call out the hypocrites who are pointing fingers at Parliament, and yet we know they are the originators of corruption in this country. I thank you, Honourable Chair. Thank you. I know you made very strong remarks, but
spitting fire. First of all, you must understand, William Ruto is not a stupid person. He made a calculated move of insinuating corruption in Parliament. For a very long period of time, William Ruto has had a burden of being called corrupt. And if you want to play politics so that you cannot be cornered, what you do, okay, if you have shame on you, you start trying to put some burden of shame from you to other leaders. That's what William Ruto did. Every time people come out to call on William Ruto, corruption is among the very many things. So for him coming out to insinuate that Parliament is corrupt is reducing the burden of ministers. The reason is why even members of people in Kenya, we are trying to put a fixture on these members of Parliament. It's the reason is why even Parliament must come out to fight people like Sifuna. They are right in doing so, because William Ruto was starting to get successful. He first reached it. He was talking in, I think, Kisumu. Parliament kept quiet. He did it the second time. It kept quiet. So he wanted to do it in the PG. And had the Parliament kept quiet, it was going to become successful. So that every time you come out to court William Ruto corrupt, to tell you even Parliament is corrupt, that is sharing a blame. It is a political tactic. And with all fairness, I don't expect people like King to come out and question Ruto. Because indeed, if Ruto wanted to fight corruption, he would have arrested these people. Don't come out and tell people in the PG. You have the tools to work. You have ESCC, you have DCI, you have NIS. They would have arrested those people. So coming out to tell them on their faces, it is an act of reducing the burden from William Ruto. Because you all know, William Ruto is the most corrupt person ever since independence. So Sifuna coming out to question the statements which are made by William Ruto is 100% correct. Even away from that, in Parliament, Wetangula was also tasked by Atiende Omolo that he should call the president to answer to Parliament, although I don't think that William Ruto can come because of that. But if we were in the bigger democracy, would come out with results, arrests, and evidence. In fact, even Atiende Omolo, when he was in Parliament with Wetangula, this is what happened. Here's a tape.
Atiende Omolo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will beg that I be added 2 minutes for context as a member of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Mr. Speaker, first of all, let it be clear, I am a member of the committee. I have never sought or received any gain or advantage to support or oppose anything, except as by law and my conscience and my constituents. Mr. Speaker, the simple sequence of that long statement read by my chair is that this was a government bill sponsored by the Executive Office of the President. And we were told that we needed to pass it to remove Kenya from the grey list. in compliance, and it was signed off by the leader of majority. We complied, it came here, it passed. Where is our fault? Should we have rejected it? Because if we did, then you can blame us. Mr. Speaker, if that passage of the act and the amendment was procured by any corruption, then that corruption can only come from the executive office of the president. Because they are the ones who wanted it to pass.
So
and
here, Attorney Omolo is saying that, because William had come out to say that the law for money laundering was passed after a bribe, and it was brought by government. So if it was passed by the government, it means that even the person who gave the bribe came from the same. This is what Attorney Omolo is insinuating. Let's continue.
Then three things follow. One, either the president or someone in his office knows who gave the bribe. Two, the president or someone in his office knows who received that bribe. And three, they know why it was given, because obviously it could not have been for passage. It's even more annoying that it is alleged that some 10 million was given. Do you know 10 million to give the members, that's 28,000. So it's being alleged that members of this house are cheap as 28,000 to pass a law. It's even more annoying. Mr. Speaker, some of us have reputations and careers beyond this house. So when you attend a forum where for the first time in a PG, live TV has been invited, and then you are being accused of that kind of thing, it is so insulting, it is so demeaning, it is so unfortunate. Mr. Speaker.
So for me, I think Attorney Omolo coming out to say that 10 million was given to a committee, and if it is divided, every member of parliament takes 100,000 shillings. It is neither here or there, because history has it that members of parliament have even taken less money when time comes to passing fictitious things. So it's not about how little the money is, it's about the spirit of these members of parliament. That's how it is. Okay? So for me, I think one, Attorney Omolo is right. The facilitator of corruption in the whole world is none other than William Ruto, like it or not, because he has always been among. Let's continue with Attorney Omolo.
I want to say this, that even if there was such a supposition by the president, Standing Order 42 gives him the opportunity to write to you a special message, which then you can table and we can inquire into it, not to be paraded and demeaning as if we are criminals. Now, the way forward, Mr. Speaker, I want to suggest that our only way forward, you see, in this house, we cannot discuss people adversely, because Standing Order 83 all the way to 107 restrict our discussion. But for us, unfortunately, no one protects us out there. All sorts of allegations are made against you, and you must just sit and listen. Our only ventilation is Standing Order 190. I want to suggest, Mr. Speaker, that under Standing Order 191, where we have our Powers and Privileges Committee, the Powers and Privileges Committee, 191(1)(a), is allowed to summon any person to appear before it for the purposes of giving evidence or providing information. This house has been called the house of extortion. This house has been called a corrupt house. This house has been alleged to have received some 10 million. My suggestion, Mr. Speaker, authorize the Powers and Privileges Committee to summon the president, or if not the president, then the head of public service and the secretary to the cabinet to come and tell us about these allegations, because we don't know how to protect ourselves out there. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
So that's Attorney Omolo. He gave a decision that this president must be summoned so that he can, okay, answer this question about parliament, about the allegation. But I think it was also uncalled for. If I was William Ruto and I wanted to fight corruption, go and arrest these people, then go on and make such statements in parliament with evidence, with arrests. But coming out to share blame, it is uncalled for. But I also think, I don't think that parliament can summon under Wetangula. Kenya, I know Kenya is the biggest democracy in East Africa, but it hasn't reached that level to summon the president. Maybe the public the secretary to the cabinet or the public service. But how can public service come out to say that, to answer questions on behalf of the president, when even the members of parliament are not public servants under the law? Members of parliament are not public servants. Okay? So I think that is what I really think. Of course, that's my opinion. I remain yours, Mr. Makinde, Kabir Sulaiman Mawagri, the next MP for Makinde East constituency. I'll see you on another one. Peace.